The new August update added a lot of content to Monster Hunter Wilds in the form of a whole new level of difficulty, tons of balance changes for just about every weapon in the game, and of course a big highlight of the update was the new endgame charms that we're able to grind for. That said, a big change that came with this update that I think has been going a bit under the radar for most of the player base is actually some big changes that were made to already existing skills. And one of them might actually end up becoming meta-defining for most weapons in the game, because that is how much it has improved with the update. So if we take a look at the skill section of the patch notes, we can see that one of the skills that was buffed was the armor set bonus Burst Boost. Now in case you aren't aware of the skill Burst Boost, this is the set bonus for the Guardian Ebony Odogaron armor set. And what it does is actually quite simple. It basically extends the duration of the burst skill that allows you to deal more damage as you hit the monster multiple times. And as I said many times before on the channel, burst is one of the best 1-point skills that you should have on just about any build, because it just adds a lot more damage to just about any weapon except for maybe the greatsword. And on top of extending the duration of the burst skill being active, it also grants it some additional attack. Now the way this used to work was that Burst Boost 1, which is the 2-piece set bonus, used to only give you +3 attack while you have burst active, and Burst 2, which is the 4-piece set bonus, used to only give you +10, which is a significant attack boost. But because many of these armor pieces don't come with a lot of good skills and also don't have a lot of efficient decoration slots, it was hard to justify the trade-off, especially when you could simply go for a 4-piece Gormagala setup like this that is going to give you as much attack as you would get out of the burst boost, but you would also get 25% infinity by having Antivirus 3 and Black Eclipse. However, with the newest update, the numbers of the skill burst boost were significantly buffed, to the point where the new Burst Boost 1 will now increase your attack by an additional 8 points while burst is active, and Burst 2 will increase your attack by an additional 18 points. That is a huge increase. But again, the problem with this is that once again the Ebony Odogaron armor set really isn't the greatest, but we can at least take advantage of a couple of pieces and combine them with some recently added armors to the game to make some really powerful endgame builds that I really do believe are going to become the new meta as of this new update. So without any further ado, allow me to show you what I believe may now be the best armor to use for just about any weapon in Monster Hunter Wilds. So what we're gonna do here is we're actually only going to take advantage of the 2-piece set bonus, so Burst Boost 1, that is the one that gives us the 8 attack increase, and the 2 armor pieces we're going to keep are going to be the helmet and the chest piece. So we're going to remove the arms, the waist, and the greaves, and we're going to replace them with the armor pieces from the Arc-Tempered monsters, so the Gamma armor pieces. The reason for this is that by having 3 different Gamma armor pieces from the Arc-Tempered monsters, we're going to get the set bonus Guts, that gives you a 5% attack increase, though at the cost of lowering your defense, but it allows you to survive a hit that would normally take you down, and after you take that hit you lose the attack buff, but now gain a boost to your defenses. It's an overall very powerful set bonus that again gives you a 5% attack boost that you're able to stack on top of the raw 8 attack increase that you get from the burst boost that you get from the 2-piece Ebony Odogaron set. And so we're going to focus on utilizing these Gamma pieces, especially since a lot of them are very efficient, they come with some really good decoration slots, and so we're going to be taking advantage of that. So the Vambraces that we're going to be using are going to be the Raidao Gamma Vambraces, as they come with 2 level 3 decoration slots and a Vedic Extender level 2, a far better option than the Uthduna Vambraces. For the waist, we're going to be using the Uthduna waist that again has 2 level 3 decoration slots and also comes with Tool Specialist level 2, and finally for the greaves, we're using the Uthduna greaves that come with a level 3 decoration slot and 2 level 1 slots, on top of having Agitator level 1, so you effectively have 2 level 3 decorations and also Quick Sheath 3 on top of all of that. So with this, once again, we're able to get the Lord Soul set bonus that gives us Guts, along with Burst Boost, and we also get Protective Veil 1 from the Uthduna set bonus that is quite simply going to give you a 25 defense bonus for 3 minutes after you equip a mantle. Then we can add a Weakness Exploit Talisman, and by adding 3 Tenderizer Jewels, 2 Challenger Jewels, 3 Mighty Jewels, and 2 Physique Jewels, we end up with Weakness Exploit 5 to get 30 to 20% affinity, Agitator 3 to give us some additional affinity and attack, maximum might for 30% additional affinity provided that we're able to keep our stamina full, quick sheath 3 which is a nice quality of life but it's nothing too special, constitution 2 to help us maintain maximum might even for weapons that do spend some stamina, so if you're using for example the dual blades, with some combos you're still able to get the effect from maximum might even though you might be entering demon mode, burst level 2 that is again going to combine really well with the Ebony Auto Garon's burst boost to give us a massive damage boost, and for a lot of weapons you're going to be able to proc this very easily. Tool specialist level 2 is going to help us maintain more uptime on the mentals, so we get more defense out of the youth doing a protective veil, but it's just a nice quality of life thing. A vid extender 2, a very nice defensive skill that also allows you to stay up on the monster as often as possible, and earplugs level 1 is not going to be relevant for most weapons, but if you're using something like the insect glaive for example, it's actually really powerful because with the insect glaive you get an additional level of earplugs, and with earplugs too you can nullify almost every single roar in the game, and you end up with a very powerful build that again is going to give you a lot of affinity, a lot of attack, and also some defensive options. If you're able to maintain burst active, I do believe that this is going to outdo the damage that you deal with the 4-piece Gormagala set and pretty much every single meta build that is available in the game. Now of course if you get lucky you can simply go for some of these charms that can then allow you to add even better skills to your weapon depending on what exactly you get, but because these charms have just been released, a lot of players likely don't have many good ones, so for many of my build videos I'm not going to be recommending some of these RNG charms because a lot of people are going to be lacking good ones, but just know that you have the opportunity to replace the charm that you select here with one of these RNG ones if you get a really good one. Then for your weapon just slap on the classic crit boost with some additional affinity, like these skills right here, crit boost 3, expert 3 and razor sharp handicraft are going to work on just about any weapon, and you have this incredibly powerful build that is going to work with just about any weapon. And honestly from playtesting with this build I'm having a lot of fun with it because we get some really nice quality of life skills like again a vid extender, the additional defense from the youth Duna protective veil actually comes in handy against the new 9-star monsters, and once again burst is a skill that is very easy to maintain uptime on just about any weapon, and honestly I can see myself using this build for a very long time. The only issues that I have with it is the fact that we don't have things like Counter-Strike or Adrenaline Rush, and of course Counter-Strike is one of the best skills in the game that gives you a huge attack boost, so you might lose out on some damage by not having that, but one thing you can do is forego maximum might and instead opt to go for Counter-Strike, losing out on a little bit of affinity, but you can make up for that with some critical eye, and then you would be set. Having said all of that, let me know how you guys feel about this build and which weapons would you like me to test now that they have been buffed. I'm going to be testing out as many weapons as I can. I have already covered the dual blades, and by the time I'm recording this video I have also tested the insect glaive, but let me know which weapon I should cover next. With that being said, my name is Dark Hero, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, happy hunting!